Just like Excel 2003, Excel 2010 has a formula bar, which is really important when you're working with formulas. But what's new to 2010 is to the far right of the formula bar, you'll see a little V, and when you click this button, you can expand your formula bar, which is very useful if you're a person that works with large formulas. Not only can you expand the formula bar, but you can also place your mouse just on the lower border, and you can resize the formula bar if you're working with rather large formulas. You can just as quickly hit the button again to collapse the formula bar. So very useful to expand, resize and collapse the formula bar. You also have the insert function button as you did in 2003, where you can click this button and bring up the insert function option. That hasn't changed. And the other thing is, to the far left of the formula bar, you still have the name box for creating names and to navigate to names, if that's the sort of thing you do in Excel. So they're still the same. But with regards to columns and rows, in Excel 2003, the columns used to go to IV, which was 256 columns. In Excel 2010, if I press Control right arrow on my keyboard, I now have XFD instead of IV. I have 16,384 columns as opposed to Excel 2003, which had 256 columns. And the fastest way to get to the first and last column is to hold the Control key on your keyboard and to tap the left arrow and the right arrow, and they go to the two extremes. Now in Excel 2003 you had 65,536 rows. If I hold the Control key and hit the down arrow, in Excel 2010 you have 1,048,576 rows. So there's a vast increase in the number of rows and the number of columns that you have in Excel 2010. And I'll press Control up arrow. Now what I'd like to do is open a file to work with. So just bear with me for a second while I go and grab the file I want. Alright, what I want to do is just remind you about how to insert rows and columns quickly. This is not new to Excel 2010, but it still surprises me the number of people that insert rows and columns the hard way. If I want to insert a column, I'll click on, say, column B. And on my keyboard, I'll hold the Control and I'll tap the plus key on my number pad. Every time I press Control plus, I insert columns. And Control minus, I take away columns. The same is true for rows. If I click on a row number as opposed to a column letter, so let's choose row number 5, Control plus will insert, and Control minus will take away. So that's just a refresher. Now coming back to what's new with Excel 2010, looking at the very bottom of your screen you can see I have a variety of sheets, but I also have to the far right a new button. This new button in Excel 2010 enables you to insert a sheet quickly. So if I click this button, I get a new sheet. And this is very handy if I need to insert, say, 6 more sheets. Now another little refresher just while we're talking about sheets is if I go to the product sheet, I may decide that I need to make a copy of this information because I want to change it, but I want to keep a copy of the original data as well. The quickest way to make a copy of a sheet is to hold the Control key down on your keyboard and to drag the name of the sheet, say products, to the right. When I let go of my mouse, where that little black triangle is that you see there, that is where a copy of products will be placed. So I let go of my mouse and then I let go of the Control key, and I've got products too. If I click on clients and I need to make a copy of this sheet, I'll Control drag clients to the right, and there's a second copy of clients. I can even Control drag again and make a third copy of clients. So that's just a little refresher as well. Now coming towards the bottom of your screen, below the sheet names, this particular panel here is known as the status bar. And with regards to the status bar, to the far right it hosts some very useful buttons. For example, we've got a plus where we can zoom in if you're visually challenged like myself. A minus where we can zoom out to see more columns on the screen. I can even drag the slider to the right and take it to the maximum of 400% or to the minimum of 10%. I can even click the percentage and say that I want to see 100% or some sort of exact percentage I could specify here. And if I click OK, I can control the magnification. You also have some view buttons, 3 of them to be exact. The first button is normal, and this is pretty much where we do most of our work, but some people like page break preview, which is the same as 2003, when you want to control where a page will actually break if it's printed. The other view that you have, which is new to 2010, is page layout view, and this is the middle of those 3 buttons. In page layout view, you can interact directly with the left, center and right headers, and if I scroll down, the left, center and right footers. So it's just another way of viewing how it will actually print. But I'm going to hit the first of those 3 buttons to stay in normal view. Now the status bar can be customized unlike 2003. So I'm going to right click the status bar just below the sheet names. And what you have here is the ability to turn things off and on. For example, if I was to untick the last 3 options, you'll see that these view buttons and zoom controls that we were just looking at will disappear. So I'll untick these, and these, and you can see they've disappeared. If I want them back, I'll just click them and bring them back. My recommendation to you is that you right click the status bar and you tick everything, particularly this group of 6 here. These are very handy: average count, numerical count, min, max and sum, and I'll show you why. But first of all, make sure you right click the status bar and turn everything on. Now to show you how these work, all I'm going to do is select a range of cells. I could select 2 or more cells and look at the status bar. Because I've selected more than one cell, I'm immediately given the average, the count, how many entries have been made, how many of those are numbers, which is 13, the minimum value is 1,000, the maximum is 1,950, and the total of the selected cells. In fact, if I was to select this range here, it will tell me that there's 26 entries, of which 13 are numbers, and the average of the numbers and the total of the numbers. So these are very handy. You don't actually have to put the functions into your spreadsheet if you quickly need to know how many entries have been made and what they add up to.